Hello lovely gorgeous Capricorns, welcome to my channel. This is your June love horoscope for 2018 and this is a great month. It's all about love and our focus being on our romantic efforts astrologically, and it's very intoxicating. If you are a single Capricorn or maybe newly single, this is a great time to kind of hit the road running. This is a great month for finding love bonds, and that the focus will be on you and the other person. I've been saying that to everybody because it is that kind of month. So if you're wondering how I work, I'm a psychic, and so I basically read energy. I work with my spirit guides who I interpret information, and I'm going to be doing that right now live in one take when it comes to what it is that they want to tell you guys for June when it comes to your love life in a very general way. If you'd like a private reading though, all the links are just down below. You can just look up my website, check me out on my Facebook page, or subscribe for daily energy reads, as well as to find out what happens also next month for you also too. So, my guides start your reading a little bit like this, Capricorn. Sorry, I've got something in my eye, so if I look a bit funny, it's because there's something went in my eye. So basically, they're saying here that regarding your love life, you feel like they're showing you praying. And I don't think they mean that you're literally like praying for something, but it feels to me it's a little bit like, God, give me strength. It's like, give me strength as I navigate through the dynamics that I have in my relationship with somebody in particular. And you may be maybe a little bit doubtful, particularly at the beginning of the month, that your love life is going to go the way that you want, because my guides are saying impossible. The person is impossible. Everything's impossible. It feels to me that you're dealing with the dynamics of somebody, if you're with somebody and you're not single, where you're just, that's the energy that you're feeling. You're feeling like all the foundations were built wrong and it's crumbling down all around you, and you're not sure whether you're just going to leave the ruins just as they are, or whether you can be bothered to kind of clear the space and help rebuild. So there's definitely an element of choice, and I think that if you do choose to stay in a connection where you're feeling, oh my God, it's impossible, it's just hard work, that it will require your strength to help lay those foundations, because they cannot be done in isolation. But it feels to me that you're like the builder teaching the apprentice, that you need to teach them how to build the foundations because they've been getting it wrong. But in the positive, because this is a love month, they don't want you to leave them in ruins. They want you to help them to build, to see a different way, to see a different perspective, to try and be better, to do better. So do know that even though if you're feeling like that at the beginning of the month, where it feels impossible and you just want to leave the situation, or if I do, how much more of my strength is this going to take, do know that this person is championing the relationship, wants it to be successful, and if they have to swallow their own pride or their own ego right now to let you show them the way, then that's what they'll do, basically, because they know that they don't want to be left out in the cold, and they can see that the writing is all over your face. I don't think some of you can hide the dissatisfaction that perhaps you're feeling right now about the connections that you're with. So if you can hear that in the background, that's my dog playing. So you might hear him make strange noises. So anyway, if you do decide, because like I said, you could decide that you want to become single, and if you become single, again, it is a beautiful month for meeting new people that perhaps don't require the same kind of strength, and that you can work with them to build it. But if you're in an impossible situation, or you feel it's impossible with somebody that you already know, that it's been difficult for whatever reason, or committed relationship or otherwise, they're saying here, yes, it will require your strength, but you will be able to teach the apprentice, because the apprentice is willing to listen. The apprentice is not messing around. The apprentice may not know what they're doing, but they're willing to learn. And the beautiful thing is, think about an apprentice. You want them to kind of be shaped in the way that you'd like things to be done. So you have this beautiful opportunity in this month. And because you can do it in such a loving way, even though it takes inner strength, and because they love you, it's done very successfully, basically. Because for you, it's moving on. You're going to move on up, or you're going to move on out, basically. And I mean, I overall get here that your heart is in it, you're just tired. I do get here that standing your ground, speaking your words, doing the teaching, basically, without fear, does see you quite quickly, because this person can see that sees that it's desperate, basically. Will things move? Let's say it feels very much that it moves very much from this is impossible to, oh my God, there is actually some hope. So that will keep you motivated, because even though it does require some of your strength, so i.e. there may be some highs and some lows in the way that you're teaching this person, but because you see progress, it will keep you motivated to continue, because that will lead into now it's not impossible to it being quite good. So first week you may be feeling a bit meh. Second week you start to see more signs, you see more hope, you see them acting and being better, more things flowing a little bit more your way. You know, you need to see it like increments. You know, let's say 0 is where you start at the beginning of the month of, this is going nowhere. Then it increases to about 30% in the second week. And then third week, it goes to 60%. And then you get to about 90% at the end of the month, which is pretty darn good, okay? That's a long way from 0. And that's how your month's been showing. I'd get here that the entire time this person is expressing their love, their gratitude, so their dialogue improves a lot better, so it's much more calming, much more heartfelt than perhaps you might have been dealing with. I get here that you kind of understand them for the first time in terms of some of their naivety, in terms of why they perhaps were being that way, perhaps bad habits that they had learnt. I do get here that you don't feel afraid at all to speak your own truth, because you don't worry about the consequences, but also I think they will start telling you some things that perhaps will help you to understand why they are, or why they were the way they were. It just helps, and you're being supported basically with this loving energy that we have in June. It's about opening eyes, it's about perhaps loving, for you guys, loving the unlovable, loving things when it feels impossible, and there being a beauty in that somehow. You know, because when we think of love, we have this misconception that love is easy, that love is, birds and singing and, harps playing. But love is complicated. Love should shine brightly through darkness. And the greatest relationships that stand the test of time always overcome adversity. And when you continue to overcome adversity, actually, to put this in a much more positive life, if you think that something is impossible and then you overcome the impossible, that bond is much more deeper, isn't it? So it may feel like it's a slow progress and should I want to do it, but what you divinely grow into is understanding that actually through hard effort, you're greatly rewarded. Not just you, in terms of how you lay new foundations with your new apprentice, but also they learn something from you about tolerance, about unconditionality, about patience, and they're very, very grateful. I got no doubt that sometimes they will give you some run for your money this month, in terms of you'll have days when you'll just scratch your head and want to scream and say, really? But I get they are few and far between than perhaps they were before, and that eventually you get to a place where you're just like, I understand why they're a little bit odd. Instead of screaming about it, you end up just finding a different way of ignoring it, basically, or just finding a different way to resonate and respond to it. Because remember, people can only affect us if we allow them to. People can only affect us negatively if we respond negatively. Remember, we are a vibrational match to what we're thinking, vibrational match to what we believe about ourselves or the relationship. What this month teaches you is about how to do that, how you can pass through those difficulties and still be a winner, basically, which I think is a beautiful message that my guides want to give you today. So I really hope that you've heard that. So, an interesting read in how the energy of love plays out for you guys, but it feels like it will have a profound, much more deeper meaning once you go through the eye of the storm, let's say. So I hope you all have an amazing month, and I will see you again next month. Like I said, like, subscribe, look at my services down below, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.